Flora, with her head full of daydreams and pockets stuffed with acorns, skipped deeper into the whispering woods. The familiar path, usually wide enough for 2 carts, had shrunk to a narrow trail, hidden amongst ferns. Sunshine dripped through the leafy canopy, dappling the forest floor in gold and emerald. Birdsong, a symphony of whistles and clicks, filled the air. Lost in her mind, Flora barely noticed the path disappearing altogether. Butterflies, painted in impossible colors, danced around her, leading her further into the tangled embrace of the forest. Their wings, like stained glass windows, caught the sunlight, and Flora chased them, giggling, their beauty momentarily eclipsing the growing unease in her chest. Then, silence. The birdsong faltered, replaced by the rustling of unseen creatures. The sun, obscured by dense foliage, cast long, menacing shadows. Fear, a cold hand, gripped Flora's heart. The butterflies were gone, and with them, the path. She spun around, searching for the familiar landmarks, but all she saw were endless walls of green. Panic, a tight knot in her throat, started to squeeze. She called out, her voice small and trembling against the immensity of the woods. No answer, only the echo of her own fear. Tears welled up in her eyes, blurring the already fading light. Suddenly, a flash of movement caught her eye. A small, furry creature, no bigger than her fist, with bright, intelligent eyes, scurried across the forest floor. Hope, a tiny, flickering flame, ignited in Flora's chest. Maybe, just maybe, this little creature knew the way out. Without hesitation, she followed. The creature, surprisingly fearless, led her through hidden paths and under fallen logs, deeper into the heart of the woods. Though fear still flickered within her, Flora clung to the hope offered by the tiny guide. The sun dipped lower, painting the sky in fiery hues. The forest, once friendly, now seemed to press in around her, the shadows lengthening, morphing into monstrous shapes. The little creature stopped at the base of a giant oak, its branches gnarled and reaching like skeletal fingers. Disappointment washed over Flora. Then, something caught her eye. A glint of gold hidden amidst the roots. Reaching out, she brushed away the leaves, revealing a small, carved wooden animal, a familiar shape. A fox, just like the little creature who had led her here. A surge of warmth flooded through her. It wasn't the path she craved, but a sign, a message of companionship in this wilderness. She tucked the fox figurine into her pocket, a beacon of hope in the growing darkness. The woods still held secrets, but with the little fox as her talisman, Flora knew she wasn't truly alone. With the forest cloaked in darkness, Flora huddled beneath the towering oak, clinging to the warmth of the carved fox. Cold seeped through her clothes, and the rustling leaves sounded like approaching footsteps. The whispers of the woods, once enchanting, now mocked her, taunting her with fear. Exhaustion finally won the battle against fear. Curled around the oak's trunk, Flora drifted into a sleep filled with shadowy figures and flitting foxes. When she awoke, the first rays of dawn filtered through the leaves, painting the forest floor in a soft, hopeful glow. Hunger gnawed at her stomach, reminding her of the long day ahead. Taking a deep breath, she rose from the oak and started walking, following the path of the rising sun. The forest, in the light of day, seemed less menacing. Birdsong filled the air once more, a chirping chorus accompanying her steps. Yet, the fear lingered, a shadow at the edge of her mind. Every rustle of leaves, every snapped twig, sent her pulse skittering. As the sun climbed higher, she stumbled upon a small clearing, bathed in sunlight. In the center stood a weathered cabin, smoke curling from its chimney. Relief washed over her like a warm wave. Could this be her salvation? With a heart pounding like a drum, she approached the cabin. The door creaked open as she reached for it, revealing a wizened old woman with eyes as sharp as emeralds and a smile that crinkled the corners of her eyes. "Lost, little one?" she asked, her voice surprisingly warm and melodic. Flora, unable to speak past the lump in her throat, simply nodded. The woman ushered her inside, the scent of herbs and spices filling the air. A cozy fire crackled in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls. "Don't you worry, child," the woman said, offering her a steaming mug. "You're safe here for now. Tell me, how did you find yourself wandering these woods?" Flora, grateful for the kindness, poured out her story, a small voice urging her to omit finding the figurine, the little fox feeling even heavier in her pocket. As she spoke, the woman listened intently, her eyes glinting with understanding. When Flora finished, a thoughtful silence filled the room. The woman took a sip of her tea, the steam swirling around her face like secrets waiting to be unveiled. "The woods hold many secrets, child," she finally said, her voice low and mysterious. "Some helpful, some harmful. You were led here for a reason, but the path home may not be as straightforward as you think." A shiver ran down Flora's spine. What did the woman mean? Was there more to the little fox than just a lucky charm? Could this be the start of a new adventure, one filled with hidden dangers and whispered secrets? The warmth of the hearth lulled Flora into a false sense of security. The woman, called Alara, was hospitable, offering her stew and stories while the afternoon sun dipped below the tree line. But as the shadows lengthened, an unsettling shift settled over the air. Alara's gaze, once twinkling with kindness, now lingered on Flora's pocket, where the carved fox figurine rested unseen. The stories, once whimsical, took on a darker tone, filled with warnings of hidden dangers and mischievous spirits guarding ancient secrets. Finally, as the fire flickered low, Alara leaned close, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "That fox you carry, child," she said, her eyes gleaming in the firelight. "It holds more than you know. It leads to something powerful, something hidden deep within the forest." Flora's hand instinctively tightened around the figurine. A jolt of unease raced through her. How could she know it was there? Alara continued, weaving a tale of a mystical artifact guarded by woodland spirits, accessible only through the guidance of a carved fox. Her words seemed genuine, fueled by longing and desperation. But the memory of the forest's whispering shadows haunted Flora. Was Alara truly an ally, or was she using Flora to reach the artifact hidden within the fox? Sleep that night offered no solace. Dreams twisted Alara's words into menacing riddles, the carved fox morphing into a taunting specter. At dawn, the cabin felt different. The warmth had vanished, replaced by a chilling undercurrent. Alara was gone, leaving behind only a lingering scent of wood smoke and a disturbing note. It spoke of a ritual at midnight, under the full moon, where the true power of the fox would be revealed. Fear clawed at Flora, urging her to flee. But curiosity, like a mischievous imp, gnawed at her. What secrets did the fox hold? Was Alara truly dangerous, or simply misguided? Armed with a healthy dose of curiosity and the carved fox, Flora ventured deeper into the woods, following the path illuminated by the rising sun. As the forest deepened, the air grew heavy with anticipation. Shadows danced grotesquely, and unseen eyes seemed to watch from behind every tree. Then, she reached a clearing bathed in sunlight. In the center stood a gnarled oak, its branches reaching toward the sky like skeletal fingers. Beneath it, etched into the ground, was a symbol identical to the one carved on the fox. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. Alara, her face contorted with a mix of desperation and cunning, stood before Flora. "Give me the fox, child," she hissed, her voice strained. "It belongs to the forest, and you do not understand its true power." Flora hesitated, unsure who to trust. The fox in her pocket felt heavier, thrumming with an energy she couldn't explain. Could it be dangerous, as Alara warned? Or was it a key to something more, something beyond Alara's grasp? As Alara lunged, the sun burst through the clouds. The fox figurine in Flora's pocket suddenly emitted a warm light, pushing Alara back with an invisible force. She stumbled, fear replacing her desperation. Confused and frightened, Flora didn't know what to do. The carved fox, once a mere trinket, now pulsed with an otherworldly power. As she stared at it, a whisper seemed to echo in her mind, a voice ancient and wise, urging her to choose her own path. Alara stumbled backward, clutching her arm where the fox's light had repelled her. Flora stared at the figurine, its warm glow fading, but the memory of its power resonating within her. The clearing, once shrouded in fear, now vibrated with a different energy, one that pulled her towards the ancient oak. Ignoring Alara's sputtering pleas, Flora approached the tree, the intricate symbol beneath it burning brighter. As she placed her hand on the symbol, the bark rippled, revealing a hidden doorway. A gust of cool air, fragrant with earth and moss, wafted out. "Don't!" Alara shrieked, her voice raw with panic. "That leads to the heart of the forest, a place where only the spirits dare tread." But Flora felt drawn to the doorway, compelled by the whispering voice within the fox. Hesitantly, she stepped through, leaving Alara's desperate cries behind. The doorway closed, plunging her into darkness. Panic threatened to consume her, but the fox figurine, clutched tightly in her hand, provided a comforting warmth. As her eyes adjusted, she found herself in a cavernous tunnel, roots twisting overhead like gnarled fingers. The air hummed with unseen energy, and the whispers from the fox grew louder, echoing in the damp silence. The whispers guided her forward, through twisting passages and hidden chambers. Bioluminescent moss cast an eerie glow on the damp walls, revealing murals depicting forgotten deities and ancient rituals. Then, the tunnel opened into a vast cavern, its ceiling lost in the darkness. In the center, a giant crystal pulsed with an otherworldly light, casting long, ethereal shadows. Creatures unseen flitted at its edges, their whispers becoming a deafening roar. Fear gave way to wonder. This was the heart of the forest, the source of the whispered secrets. The fox pulsed in unison with the crystal, its warmth spreading through Flora's hand. Was this the hidden power Alara craved, or something more? Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows, tall and ethereal, its form shifting and shimmering like moonlight. It spoke in a language older than words, but the fox translated its message directly into Flora's mind. "Welcome, child of the forest," the being said, its voice a chorus of rustling leaves and babbling brooks. "You have followed the whisper of the fox, braved the unknown. Are you here to claim power or seek harmony?" Flora didn't know the answer. She had come seeking truth, guided by a figurine and her own curiosity. Now, faced with the heart of the forest, she realized the power she sought wasn't external, but within. Taking a deep breath, she looked at the creature, her voice small but firm. "I seek what the fox promised," she said, "understanding and balance for myself and the forest." The creature smiled, a ripple of light across its form. "The fox chose rightly," it said. "For true power lies not in domination, but in harmony. The secrets you seek are hidden within your own heart, waiting to be unlocked." As the creature spoke, visions flooded Flora's mind. The interconnectedness of the forest, the language of the wind, and the whispers of the leaves. The fox, no longer a mere figurine, glowed brighter, a beacon of understanding. She understood now. The fox wasn't a key to hidden power, but a symbol of connection, a teacher urging her to listen to the forest's whispers. In that moment, Flora felt a shift within her, a newfound awareness of the world around her. The creature faded, leaving Flora alone in the cavern. The fox, its mission complete, returned to its original, unassuming form. But its magic lingered, a warmth in her pocket, a reminder of the journey she had begun. The path home might be long and challenging, but Flora no longer walked it alone. With a newfound connection to the forest and the whispers of the fox guiding her, she knew she had stepped onto a path of discovery, one that promised not just understanding, but transformation. As she turned to leave, the echoes of the creature's words resonated within her. "Remember, child, the whispers never truly fade. Listen to them, and they will lead you home." The journey had just begun, and Flora, armed with newfound courage and the whispers of the forest, was ready to face it and return home.